Question 1275. What is the scariest thing that has ever happened to you?
Other than being on Critical Questions.
Of course. It's always excluded. I can answer this question very, very quickly myself if you want. As a rare...
Come on.
I can go first. Discovering there is fucking Marmite in my house.
Oh no!
Maybe Kaz can bring it a little closer to you.
No, she can't.
Can we have it on screen?
Can the
Oh, yeah,
Marmite
let's
come and
open the
hover
jar.
next to you? Dave, make Marmite hover.
Yeah, we need the Marmite in the background next to the ball.
Kaz.
As the ball and the Toblerone goes, bit of Marmite.
Kaz, dip his Toblerone in Marmite.
She's done that already, but
Here's the thing.
Right,
She
stop.
knows that if she brings the Marmite within reach of me, I will throw it out the window.
Dave, why is my website stupid?
Because you're designing it?
Fuck you.
Right.
Oh, that's why it's stupid.
Nerdy.
Or is it?
oh yes. The scariest thing, other than being on this, I mean, it is quite a traumatic experience. Okay, I mean, that's ever happened to me. I don't know. You see that makes it sound like it's something that was out of my control. Does it have to be out of my control, or?
Not necessarily, no. I mean, if you want to
okay.
ask me which one filled my... I mean, again, I'll go with the proper answer. The thing that filled my heart with dread the most, literally my stomach sank as I discovered I had overwritten 30,000 records with my phone number in a call
Well
centre.
done.
You know, and my heart, my stomach, how it felt. Shut the fuck up.
Damn you, Dave! You've just brought back 10 more memories.
I mean, that was bad.
That's okay, because you could just restore the backup.
But there was still,
You
it doesn't
had-
change
you
the
had
fact that you have to take the call centre down because they're actively calling this fucking list.
Well, just for a little bit.
Just for a little bit.
Just put a voicemail on your number. There's only one number, so put a voicemail on there that says the call centre is currently down for database maintenance. It's fine.
60 people phoning you constantly, repeatedly.
Yeah. All getting your voicemail while you fix it.
I'm going to kick you. Stop laughing.
But yes, okay. Well, if it can be things that I've done, then I think the very first time going live on YouTube, it was terrifying. That's all I can say.
Was it? Going live with you in control or going live on other people's streams?
With me in control, actually doing it the first time, utterly terrifying.
Is that still up? I haven't seen this.
We need a badger repair kit.
We do.
Your phone's ringing constantly with 60% of people.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, yes, I know I've put my number in the... Yes, I know. No, it's me, Dave, from downstairs. Yes. No, I know. All right. Hello? Yes, it's me, Dave. Yeah, I know. Hello? Yes, I know.
Hello, is this Dave?
I didn't change the
4
name,
and a
just the
half
number.
hours.
They were all asking for different people.
You haven't got a video of it, have you?
My Ox says scariest. When I slid my bike 200
fucking call centre again.
So Ox, when I slid my bike 200 feet down the road under a guardrail. Ow. Stool says seeing scientist Mel's big beaver.
That was terrifying.
Oh.
Junk Shop says, does being raised Christian count? It's not an event, but I do quite like it. Yandiri says, I had a daddy long legs crawl on my face. That's going to give me nightmares.
When they do that, they lay eggs in your eyes.
Yes. Jeff.
I don't honestly know. Probably in the moment. I
Something to do
suppose
with a dog?
No, not really. No, that's not at all.
Oh, was it the first time you went up to a girl and asked her for a cigarette?
Broken badge.
Yeah, maybe.
Crossover.
Maybe. I've never in my life gone up to a girl.
And asked her for a cigarette or a light.
Yeah,
Never
but not as a way. But not as a maybe. Yeah, but not as a way of starting a conversation. No. No, I've never done. Never. Not to my knowledge, anyway.
Did you actually answer, Nerdy?
I did. You're on Jeff at the moment.
I know, but I'm trying to remember what your answer was, and I can't. It's annoying.
I can't remember either. Oh yeah, going live on YouTube.
Oh yes, you did answer.
Oh, and that's what gave me my scariest, which is not life threatening. I have plenty of life threatening ones.
What's your go on? What's your most life threatening one?
The most life threatening one, there's too many to recount here. There's at least 3 where I should have died. The one the event that scared me the most was when World Savings and Loan made me write and then teach a course on the 3GL language I was supposedly the expert in. And having to get up and teach it. I sweat like a pig for an entire week. Yeah.
I don't like that people think I'm an expert at things.
I didn't like that they made me write a course for somebody else's freaking product.
No, you'd think they could get some other people that actually know it. Kevin says, "Shit, that's a tough one. I had a dream that I was kidnapped by some Kathy Bates looking broad in a red Camaro a couple of hours ago. Snapped me straight awake." Now talking about Vegemite again. Chad, true story. Standing between my students and a white rhino when our Jeep broke down. What?
Shield of pure meat. Don't worry, kids. I'll protect you from this rhino.
9 o'clock hero walking back to an upturned car with petrol pouring from the engine bay to pull a disorientated mate from the wreckage.
Asking for a cigarette.
I don't want to smoke.
All right, you guys keep mentioning them. I'm gonna start smoking them.
Linda says calling an ambulance.
You're an ambulance.
Junkshop says, I didn't know Badger could laugh until today. That's because we're mostly talking about Star Wars and he never laughs.
He is actually still laughing. He's just muted himself.
If I'm going to answer this question,
yeah,
it may be just 1 or 2 incidents I've had, not actual accidents, but close calls I've had on a motorcycle with asshole inconsiderate car drivers who nearly T-boned me, and that's scary. That is quite terrifying. I've somehow kept control of the motorcycle, but I had to pull to the side of the road and stop and take 5.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, when I crashed my first car 3 days after I passed my driving test and wrote it off, the point at which I knew I was out of control of the car and the time between then and when I was stopped in the ditch after flying through the air, it felt like, because it went into black and white and slow motion, it felt like an eternity. It was probably about a second and a half.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking scary.
Yeah, I mean, I've come off the motorcycle before, and it, like I said, it's probably, less than a second, but it seems like it forever.
Ox says, you should be honoured to see Mel's beaver. Bill Wilson.
Amazon.
You can get them on Amazon. What hers or someone else's?
Not the exact same one that Mel's. Not actually Mel's, but the same sort she's got.
Fair enough. Bill Will
Dave.
says, yes.
Were you actually scared during the accident, or was it that you realized later what you'd faced death?
I don't know. That's
Because
a
see,
very good question.
You have to
I've had
delay
several of
reaction
those.
stuff, aren't you?
Yeah.
And every time someone asks what was the scariest moment, I think of those.
Oddly enough, it's weird because you say that, right, when I think my knees dislocate
Yeah.
all the time. Right? Now, when it happens, it's just very, very painful and I deal with it. But thinking about it happening is much scarier.
Okay, so I'm with you on that. So my scariest moment is surviving the fall down the basement steps.
Ouch.
Followed closely by getting hit in the rear end on Highway 880 in the MG Midget. But the San Francisco earthquake tops them all.
Fair enough. I'm going to sneeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say being in a natural disaster can be quite scary.
Well, the one after that was the Oakland Hills fire. So, yeah.
Well, the one I mean, obviously, we brought up because we brought up natural disasters the other day, didn't we, Dave? On one of these.
Yeah.
I was only about 7 years old, but the 1987 hurricane we had in Britain. Well, it's It was actually 4 times the size of what's a hurricane's classed as. It was that severe. It was, but I do remember waking up in the middle of the night, but because of that, because it's like a goddamn train going past the window non-stop for 3 hours. So I couldn't fucking,
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
that was scary.
I can relate to
was
that
scary.
too because I've lived through hurricanes. Ugh.
Yeah. But they're a rarity in Britain to get anything like that. But that was like something like
That was good.
phenomenal.
That was a good one.
Well, it was actually 4 times more powerful than what it is to be classed as a hurricane anyway. So it was like a super hurricane, really.
Yeah.
You know?
Bill Will says, 6 years ago, I dreamt that Hillary Clinton was sitting on my face. I still haven't gotten over it.
I'd say that's a you problem.
That would scare the shit out of me too.
Jess says, can't decide between getting ruined at gunpoint and my landlord hitting me with a 40% rent increase during the pandemic. That's fucking evil.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by what's getting ruined at gunpoint? Robbed. Okay.
Robbed.
that makes more sense. Badger!
Hello, is this Mr. Willis?
Yes.
Got an excellent deal for you on car insurance.
Have you? No, wrong number. He's gone again.
Hello, is this Mr. Stevenson?
No.
I've got some car insurance for you.
No. Wrong number.
Is this Mrs. David Stavenstein?
Yes.
Car insurance.
No. Don't have a car. What's your most I've forgotten the goddamn fucking question. What's the scariest thing that's ever happened to you?
Car insurance.
Yeah, one time I had to call this car insurance guy, and
I kept getting Dave. Okay. There's a cliff that I have climbed up on numerous occasions. I'm going to describe every time as that because. Okay, the cliff at the bottom of it, the handholds are lovely, and it's just you're climbing and you just I can put my foot there. And it's a nice gentle slope. I mean, if you climb stuff, it's a lovely thing to climb, and then you get to the top of it and you realize it's just a smooth curve of just cement, and you're there just clinging to this cement with just your fingernails as the only thing stopping you from plummeting into the abyss.
Yep.
So then I got to the top of that, and the next week, me and the like, should we climb that cliff again? And we're like, yeah. And then we climbed it again and got to the top, and I was like, I'm never doing this again. And then the next week, should we climb that cliff? Yeah.
Right, never again just brought something up. Right, never again, say what yours is. Say what you just said in the chat. Just mute it.
You're mean, Dave.
You got say it, because I want to bring up one as well. I've got something similar.
Well, because his cliffhanger, and it brought up 2 more since then. The time my brothers put me on the broken sled when I was 5 and sent me down the hill behind the house where we used to ride down the sled and go around it and then down the front hill. Well, they put me on the broken sled, first time by myself, deliberately on the broken sled. I didn't know it was broken. And I hit Pilar Drive into the brick house, which is what's wrong with me.
Because what's wrong with you?
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
I've got one from a friend of mine.
Just wait, I've got to do this one first because it's related. Right, we have somewhere here called the Horseshoe Pass in North Wales. Right, where the road closes and there's a cafe there that stays open, and they kind of pay to have the road dug out up to them. And it's a fantastic hill to sledge on whenever it snows. Okay, now it's the hill. The hill goes down like that, and then there's the road. And they pile up the snow here, so it's like that. And everyone comes down the hill going on normal sleds. It's totally fine, right, because you slow down. And I went out and bought a really expensive sled. I mean, by really expensive at this point in time, I meant like 40 quid. Right, and it had like thin tracks on it. Right, now the net result of this being that this sled went only about 5 miles an hour faster than everyone else. It also meant it went about 30 meters further. So you fly down this hill, you hit this bank, you are then flying across the road. With all the cars going backwards and forwards. No way to stop. And you know that you're going to hit this and going to hit the road before that point there. Fucking shit myself. Why?
So your answer to my question, have you ever just shat yourself, is yes.
I had an upset stomach.
I'm laughing because you beat all my stories.
I've got another story.
I'm
Unfortunately, it's not. Can I do one that I wasn't directly in?
Sure.
All right. So some friends of mine. I've been to this same place as well, but I wasn't there on this occasion.
Okay.
Some friends of mine were going through, sneaking through an abandoned hotel.
Okay.
The time I was there, we found what looked like "Get Out" written in blood on the wall.
Okay. That's the sort of thing I'd do.
We didn't get out, of course. We went further up the building, and as we went further up, we found scarier and scarier messages. But when friends were just there, and I wasn't there for this time, they were sneaking through the hotel, and they heard some voices coming from the other end of the building.
Okay.
So they crept over and found these guys just all sitting around having a bit of a chat.
Yeah, that seems normal.
So in this abandoned hotel, so they went over, and they just kind of peeked in. And they went, "Hello," and the people looked around. They went, "Oh, hello. I see you're enjoying yourselves in this abandoned hotel as well." They're like, "Yeah, yes, it's nice in here, isn't it? It's nice to, it's fun. Look at all this shit all over the floor. Yeah, it's good. By the way, you should probably leave because we just set fire to the staircase."
What the fuck?
So they went down to there were 2 staircases in this hotel. I say were. They went to the one they hadn't entered through, and looked. They thought that because there were like old documents and stuff all over the floor, they thought that it was just going to be some of them on fire, and they could just like put it out.
Yeah.
They went to the staircase, and the entire thing was like a column of fire. And they were like,
fuck.
"Oh yeah, we should leave."
Uh-huh. So they sit themselves and ran.
Yeah, sadly, I was not there for that.
You'd have loved it. Ricardo!
Yeah, I would actually. I'd have really enjoyed that afterwards.
Ricardo!
Waking up in the hospital, not really knowing where I was, why I was there, and who I was, and anything at all.
Shit.
Yeah, but it wasn't scary. Right, there was a panicky moment, but not really scared because I didn't really understood what was going on around me.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of after the fact, it was a scary moment.
Yeah.
Don't know. Still, I know that it was a bike accident, but I have no idea what happened. No, there was no witnesses to it, so nobody knows. The one that I remember being scared as in the moment was a RTC on a highway, because I looked at my review mirror and saw the car still far back, and then when I looked again, like less than a second later, like when you look once and then look again, it was literally about to hit me. So in that moment, I got really, really scared, and then I was bouncing around. I was literally under the big lorry. So the car was literally under the big lorries, and I could see the underside of the lorry. So that I remember being scared, and on that moment, I was trying to I don't know, not get into a panic, and not, but it's impossible. It was just I couldn't really react to that. But yeah, so those were the two that I think were more scary things that happened to me.
I don't like the idea of being under a lorry. That sounds horrific. Right.
Yeah, it's not nice.
If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.